Okay then, so now we've got our slip knot on our hook. I just want to discuss the hook real quick. I know we've talked about it in the group, but just discuss it on film real quick. Looking at the parts of the crochet hook, we've actually got your thickest area here. So that is your working area, which is C. It's your working area, which is called the shaft or the shank. They come in different sizes. So obviously this is a 6mm. It's quite a big hook. I've got a small one here, which is a 3mm. And as you can see, the diameter of that against that, circumference rather, is relatively, well, quite a big difference really. So the size of the stitch on that hook is going to be smaller than the size of the stitch on this hook. And generally speaking, the thicker the wool, the bigger the hook you need. The thinner the wool, the smaller the hook. But it also depends on your style as well. So we've got the working area there, which is where you always want this loop to be, because it'll keep your loops and stitches in a consistent size. This is the throat. It tends to narrow at the throat, and then this is your hook head there. Here where it dips in a little bit, that tends to be where you hold your hook. So you can either hold it like a knife, like I do, or you can actually hold it like a pencil. So if you prefer the pencil way, you can hold it that way, but that tends to be where your grip is there. And then that's just where you rest the rest of your hand. Okay, so we'll now move on to the chain stitch. So I hold my yarn, I won't go into it in too much detail, but I wrap it round and anchor it a little bit, and then with my thumb and forefinger I'm holding on, sorry, my thumb and middle finger, I'm holding on to that slip knot there. Not the actual loop, but the slip knot, so it can still move up and down, but I've got control over it. Now what we're going to do is what's called a yarn over. So that is moving the yarn around the back of the hook, over the top and round to the front. That's what's called a yarn over. So again, that's moving it around the back, over the top and round to the front. That's a yarn over. You then want to make sure that that yarn over, as you're pulling it this way, is hooked underneath in the throat in the hook. Okay, as you're doing that, you want to turn your hook so that it's facing downwards where the tail is. This is because this loop on here is more of a teardrop shape, so it allows it to go through easier. If you had it, say, that way, it'd get caught on it. So if you turn it down and then through the loop, it just allows it to go through. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. Bring it always back to the center, your working area. So we're yarning over, round the back, over the top, round to the front, hook a duck. So hook your yarn under, turn your hook slightly so it's downwards, and then you're pulling it through the loop on your hook, and then move it back to the center. You've then got 2 chains on your hook. Now you'll notice I move my thumb and forefinger up when that's getting a bit longer. So instead of keeping it on the knot, you just move it up and you're pinching it a little bit. Again, it allows you a bit of control. So then we're yarning over, hook a duck, and pull it through. Move it back to the center. Yarn over, hook a duck, and pull it through. Back to the center. Yarn over, hook a duck, and pull it through. Back to the center. Yarn over, hook a duck. Don't forget to turn your hook facing downwards for the teardrop, and then pull it through back to the center, and you just keep repeating that as your tail gets longer and longer. So yarn over, hook it and pull it through back to the center, yarn over, hook it, pull it through back to the center, yarn over, hook it and pull it through back to the center, and just keep doing it like that until you get the amount of chains as specified in your pattern, or the amount of chains you want to do, or the amount of chains until you feel comfortable that you've got this down. And that is your chain stitch.